What is up, guys? Abixis here, and today I'm going to be talking about Back 4 Blood, the new 4-player co-op zombie game that is considered to be the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. This is one I was highly anticipating, and I'm going to talk about if this game lived up to the hype or fell flat on its face. So without any more saucing, let's get into it. Should you buy Back 4 Blood right now? Now let's start off with the basics. What is Back 4 Blood? Now, if you've played Left 4 Dead, you've basically played the concept of Back 4 Blood. Now, Back 4 Blood is a 4-player co-op zombie game where you and 3 others, bots or players, or a mix of both, will push through a level from point A to point B, fighting zombies, special zombies, and other things to make it to the safe room. Now, this concept, while similar to Left 4 Dead, does do a little bit different as far as the small aspects. Now we're going to talk about that right now. Now, Left 4 Dead, you would find weapons all over the level, and this is very similar in that, but you also will find crates with different attachments, ammo types, and special use items like the stun gun. Now, you also find credits throughout the level, which you can use to buy things in the safe room instead of just finding random items in the safe room, which I do think is a cool concept, and I'm going to show you right here exactly what that looks like. Now, here is the buy station right here, where you can spend those credits that you achieve throughout the level to buy attachments, upgrades for your team, and things like that. Now, I think this is a great system. I like that there's rarities for attachments. It keeps the progression feeling fresh, and I really like this idea. Now let me talk about another thing that this game gets done really, really well, which is intense moments are very, very intense indeed. The game is extremely difficult, even on the lowest difficulty, challenging you to your limits, which kind of makes it borderline unplayable with bots. You're definitely going to want to play with people. If you have friends to play with, I would recommend that. Online, even randoms will be better than the bots you're going to get here. I cannot stress how bad the AI is in this game and how frustrating it is, but back to the intensity. When this game is at its peak, there is some insanely intense moments. Zombies will swarm you and your squad, and if you don't keep moving, you will die. They are not afraid to throw some difficulty at you, and I do like that. Unfortunately, I find for newer players, they may have some trouble with this, so I wish they would have added an easier difficulty for players who are maybe not familiar with this concept. Now, I will say I think the difficulty spiking and all that is to push the usage of the card system. The game really does want you to go out and collect the cards to make your runs easier, and they really want to encourage you to use those to be, this is why you didn't make it through the run, build a better deck and come back next time, which I don't think a lot of people are going to like. Personally, I thought the card system was semi-interesting. I really did find it a little bit better than I thought I would find it at launch. I'm not going to go too much into it. Basically, you collect cards that'll give you buffs to help you through the level, 20% stamina increase, 20% damage increase, etc. Now that I've praised the game a little bit, it's time for me to talk about some things that I'm not a big fan of. Now, one thing that I've noticed is that levels feel very scripted in their boss spawns, the events. Everything feels like once you've seen it once, you already know what's coming, and there's almost no point in replaying the level. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but things like the ogre spawn and everything like that feel very much dead set on when they happen and how they happen. They play out the same way every time, and this is something that is unacceptable for a game like this, where you want it to have replayability. You want there to be a reason to go back and play these runs over and over again. The ogre, while it is a cool boss, I don't find it to be super interesting. There are many times where I find running away from the ogre is a totally viable solution. I hate to bring up Left 4 Dead again, but the tank spawn always felt like a oh shit moment, this thing's gonna kill us. Especially on the higher difficulties. Now, the ogre is definitely dangerous, but look at the situation right here. I was able to just run away from this thing without any problem. I'm not a big fan of the ogre. I'm not a big fan of the set spawns, which comes back to another problem I've had. The level design is good at times and meh at other times. There are some times where I'm in a level and I'm like, oh, this is a really unique idea, I like this. And there are some times where I'm just like, we've already seen this. And there are reused levels, which I am not a huge fan of. The Fort Hope level is reused in different ways multiple times, and for the third time going through it, I was like, really? Like, we couldn't come up with something else here. I understand that it's the hub, blah, 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 but there's just some stuff here that I think could have been done better. By no means is it horrible, but there are improvements that could be made. And now I'm going to come back to something else that I really am not a fan of, and that is the AI is horrendous. I've talked about this a couple times already in this video, and I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, but I know other people have had this issue where the AI in this game just does nothing. The zombie AI is okay. I really do like how some of the special infected behave, and they do feel intelligent, but the bots that you play with, the fact that single player progression is also turned off just tells me that they really want you to play this with other people, and I understand that, but the fact of the matter is, not everyone has 3 other players that they're going to be able to play with that are going to be able to drop $60 on the game. Now, I have 2 other people I play with, so 1 bot it's bearable. Playing with 3 when filming this video was not a fun experience. I would go as far as to say this would drop the game 3 or 4 points on a total scale if you're playing solo, which is why the ending answer I'm going to give is very dependent on many factors, which I'm going to go into at the end. But the bots are awful. They do not revive you. Sometimes I feel like they don't kill anything. At the end, you'll get the bug that says Evangelobot 0 ridden killed. I almost feel like it might be true because they are just horrendous. They teleport, they glitch all over the place. Sometimes they have horrendous frame drops, or they'll just be randomly sliding across the environment. The game runs great most of the time, but the AI just freaks it out or something. I'm not sure. I'm running on a pretty high-end PC as well, so I don't think it's my computer that's doing this. Just a lot of room for improvement on the AI, which I hope they can do, but we'll see over time. Now, a couple more negatives to touch on. These are not huge things, but things I think could have been done a little bit better. The characters are the first one. They're not that great. I don't love them. I don't really hate them either. They're just okay. And also, the lack of modder support is a very weird choice, because Left 4 Dead... I'm bringing up Left 4 Dead again. Left 4 Dead was able to be kept alive a lot longer than you'd expect, based on the fact that it's a good game, of course, but modder support really does add a lot of longevity to a game. It keeps your player base healthy, which evidently this game has already lost a massive amount of players. I haven't had any trouble finding matches or anything, but the player base has dipped dramatically from what I'm reading in the first week, which is not a great sign for a game's longevity, and this is a type of game that has potential to be replayable and, you know, to have a long lifespan, so it is sad to see that. But I think lack of modding support, it doesn't help the problem. Now, before I give my final verdict, I would like to say that I'm going to give this game 2 separate scores, one based on if you are playing alone, one based on if you actually could find some people to play with, and I'll show you in this next clip really quick why I believe that actually matters, because I did have some fun playing with some people online. I will admit this game is way, way better with some people to play with.
I didn't actually watch. I don't watch any of his videos.
Not again.
I'm sorry, guys. It said birds, and I saw them up to the top right, so I just kept shooting away from them, and I guess there were more. I just assumed there was that one.
What are Reeker guns? I have never seen them.
Nobody knows. Oh
my god!
What have you done?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll shoot the ones up on the van too.
Okay.
Might as well.
Again!
I'm sorry! I don't know what's going on! You guys can deal with that. I'm going to their side.
Hey, you're not gonna deal with the thing you caused!
The garbage map.
There's the snitch.
Cranes.
Angela just sits outside.
He doesn't count as a player.
It's so buggy. I think the bots in this game are buggy as hell. The AI is horrible.
Just the AI. Ridden killed 0. Let's go. MVP.
Alright guys, so coming to the end here, this was a weird one because there are a lot of asterisks that I'm not sure how to write. But with that being said, I'm going to say if you are paying full price, $60, and you have nobody to play with, I would not recommend this game at all. It's not a horrible game, it's just not worth the price comparatively to other things you can get in this price range. There are a lot of other things you can get for $60 that I think you'll have more fun with. Now, if you have some friends to try this with, I would say I would not recommend it even then, but I would say give it a shot. You may like it, you may find more things to like about it than I did, and I think there are a lot of people that are going to enjoy this game. So while personally it's not for me, I could see it being an enjoyable experience for others. And then my other recommendation is if you can get this on Game Pass, 1000% try it, because I think it's totally worth trying it if you can get it on Game Pass, and you already have Game Pass. So my final verdict of Back 4 Blood is a 5 out of 10. It is an alright average game for me. But again, that's just my opinion. Of course, try it if you want to. But that's all I got, guys. I think they could have done a lot better here. I really think the game has so much potential that they could easily update in the future. So with that being said, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something about Back 4 Blood and you made a decision on what you guys want to do with this game. Until next time, have a great day. Abixis out.